I'm so hungry. What shall I eat? Let's open the fridge and see what there is to eat. Yummy things. Haha. Shall I have nuts? Shall I have fruit? Shall I have yogurt? Shall I have milk, cheese, juice, bread, vegetables, fruit? Big suggestions on what are good and bad foods, aren't there? Plenty of people have an opinion about what you should eat and how you should exercise. As a personal exercise coach, and now as an old lady, I've lived on the planet a very long time. And one of my key roles in my career has been to personally coach people into a healthy lifestyle. So people have come to me and said, I'm unfit, I'm overweight, I'm diseased, I'm sick, I'm depressed. Please, can you help me get healthy, fit and strong? And I ask a series of questions, but one of the most powerful questions that I always ask everybody is, if you were your own high performance eating and exercise coach, what advice would you give yourself? Not let me tell you what to do, not let the doctor tell you what to do, or the nutritionist or the cardiologist or the endocrinologist, or there's plenty of ologists obviously. And now we've got Dr. Google and we've got social media influencers that are all telling people what to eat and how to exercise. But when I've asked people that question, I've literally asked thousands of people that question, the answer has never been, I think I should sit on my ass, be totally inactive, eat crappy food and be a grumpy, horrible person. Nobody's ever said that to me. When I ask people, give yourself advice, the advice has always been quite solid. Most people know they need to do some form of activity, and most people know that they need to eat stuff that either grows in the ground or runs on the ground and hasn't been screwed with by humans, isn't over-processed. That to me are the fundamentals of eating and well, they're definitely the fundamentals of eating, and the fundamentals of exercise. People know that they need to do something. So what are the best things to do and what are the best things to eat? And that's where the argument begins, and some people get violent about what they believe should be the right way, or you should be eating what I tell you to eat and you should exercise the way that I tell you to exercise. But here's the question that I always ask, because now we have a college that trains people to be top-level exercise professionals. And people say, what makes a great exercise professional, personal results coach, personal trainer? I don't like to use the word personal trainer just as a side note, because there's thousands of them. And unfortunately, there's lots of bad ones. Now, like builders or doctors or lawyers or engineers or accountants, there's good ones and bad ones. But very sadly, there's some very poor personal trainers on the planet, and people have had some very poor experiences with personal trainers. And perhaps these are the reasons why. For me, as a person who's been educated and been educating people to be healthy, fit and strong for all of their life, for a lifetime, I'm not interested in short-term weight loss or short-term get into my jeans for an event. I'm talking about healthy, fit, strong, energetic, lean for the rest of my life. To me, there's three things. You've got to get fit, you've got to get strong, and that process has to fit in with your lifestyle. So if you're really fit, heart and lungs, cardiovascularly fit, and you're really strong, muscles, bones, and then the driving force for both of those, fitness and strength, is your endocrine system, your hormones, your central nervous system, your brain, which runs the nervous system runs throughout the whole body. And then, of course, you'll have a digestive system, an immune system. Everything works together to make sure that you are healthy, fit, and strong for the rest of your life. Now, if I have those things working and it fits in with my lifestyle, then, of course, I'm going to get a result. Is it possible that even if somebody gets the right information about how to get fit and strong, if they can't fit it into their lifestyle, so somebody tells them to eat something that they don't like or do an exercise or an activity that they don't want to do, is it possible that they can't stick to it for the rest of their life? So for me, the most important thing is that question. If you were your own high performance eating and exercise coach, what advice would you give yourself? What would be the best form of exercise for you, the one that you're the most likely to stick to for the rest of your life? And what is the best form of eating that you are most likely to stick to for the rest of your life? Not short term, because a lot of people with opinions, aren't there? You should be vegan, vegetarian, or you should be carnivore, or you should be intermittent faster, or you should be on the ketone diet. Or there's so many, I'm an old lady, there's been so many diets and so many exercise plans and so many opinions. But ultimately, what's going to work best for you? And if I had to, if somebody pushes me to give them the answer to what's the best eating plan and what's the best exercise plan, my answer is always this. How do you get puffed? What's the thing that you like to do that's going to get you puffed that you're likely to stick to for the rest of your life? And what would you like to lift? What's more exciting for you to lift? Is it a dumbbell, a barbell, your child, a box of rocks, a log? your shopping bag, a bottle of water, a bucket of water. It doesn't matter what you lift because your muscles and bones are blind, as long as you get strong. It doesn't matter how you get fit, or you've just got to get puffed. Doesn't matter what you do. You can dance, you can do martial arts, you can run up some stairs, you can run through soft sand, you can punch your bag, you can kick, you can jump. It doesn't matter as long as you're getting puffed. So if you overload your muscles and bones, you'll get strong. If you overload your heart and lungs, you'll get fit. And then eating, for me, if somebody pushes me on how should I eat, my answer is always this. If you're really fit and strong, is it possible that your body will tell you, your endocrine system, your hormones, which are designed to keep you alive, thriving and reproducing, that's biologically why we live, why humans are on the planet. If you listen to your endocrine system, is it possible that it will tell you when to eat because you'll be hungry? Your endocrine system, if you're healthy, fit and strong, will tell you when to stop eating because you're full. It'll tell you when to sleep because you're tired. It'll wake you up. That hormones wake you up and hormones send you to sleep. Hormones tell you when you're thirsty and they tell you when you should stop drinking if you are healthy, fit and strong. So I always focus on that, let's get you fit and strong, and then everything will follow. And I can give you thousands of examples of people that, well, we haven't even talked about food or alcohol or chocolate or lollies or whatever they like to eat. We don't even talk about it. We just say, how about we get you fit and strong and see what happens? And so many people have come to me and said, I used to drink 5 nights a week. I've dropped it down to 3 nights. I've dropped it down to 0 because I don't like the way it makes me feel. I used to eat takeaway food every night. Now I've dropped it down to 2 nights a week. Now I've dropped it down to 1 night a week. And now I don't even like it anymore because I want to wake up feeling energetic and strong. So that question that I ask, if you were your own high performance eating and exercise coach, what advice would you give yourself? It's really interesting that the answer is it's never been wrong. Nobody has ever said to me I should sit on my ass, do nothing, and I should eat crappy food. Nobody. So how do we make sure that we get people fit? How do we make sure we get people strong? And how do we make sure that we fit it into their lifestyle? And surely that's a questioning process. How do I know what you like to do to get puffed? How do I know what you like to do to get strong? All I know is that we have to get your heart and lungs overloaded. We have to get you exercising as hard as possible. And we have to get you lifting heavy, overloading your muscles and bones. Now there's a big long list of horrible things that happen if you aren't fit and you aren't strong. So apart from the fact that you're very likely to be unwell. Coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, depression, most cancers, horrible brain diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia and depression and anxiety. They all happen if you're not fit and you're not strong. Or reverse that. If you are fit and strong, is it more likely that you won't get those? Please consider how simple it is. Get puffed to be healthy, get strong to be healthy, and you've got to overload your muscles and bones. See, it's a beautiful process, and then everything else looks after itself. So if you're fit and strong, you're less likely to be diseased, you're less likely to be depressed, you're more likely to have great posture, or you will because your muscles are strong, so they're holding up your skeleton. That means you'll have a fast metabolism, so your body burns up everything that you put into it. It also means the fitter and stronger you are, that your respiratory quotient, which is where the calories are coming from that you're burning at the moment at rest or exercising, it changes. So if you have a respiratory quotient when you're really fit, it means you burn carbohydrate when you're exercising and you burn much more fat when you're resting. And for most people, we do a lot more resting than we do exercising, which means we turn our body into a fat burning machine because we're not exercising all the time. So for me, again, simple process, and I like to keep it really simple. And I will keep banging on about this every day, and it just seems the world finally seems to be catching up because there's a lot more talk now about high intensity, huffy puffy exercise. There's a lot more talk now about if you don't want to get osteoporosis, you need to lift heavy. If you want good posture, you need to lift heavy. If you want a fast metabolism, you need to lift heavy. If you want a healthy brain, you need to lift heavy. That story has taken a very long time, particularly for women. That story has taken a very long time to get through, but it seems that finally it's getting through. So it's this simple. Get puffed to get fit, lift heavy to get strong, and make sure that fits in with your lifestyle. So do the things that you like to do. If you get both of those sorted, then coming to the kitchen and opening the fridge is a very wow experience because you'll eat what you feel like eating and your body will tell you what you need. You'll also stop eating when you're full, so you won't overeat, you won't binge eat, you won't get grumpy and angry about what you can't eat because you eat everything. So the eating plan is very simple. Eat when you're hungry, stop eating when you're full, eat all the foods that you love and don't eat any of the foods that you don't love. Could that be a great way to live? Get puffed to get fit. Lift heavy to get strong so that your body is fit and strong. So then you can eat when you're hungry, stop eating when you're full, eat all the foods that you love and not have to restrict your eating habits or your eating plan.
I don't want it to be any more complicated than that, and there's a reason for that. Adults can do what they bloody well want, and they do. And people will argue for hours about the best way to eat and the best way to exercise. But here's my suggestion. Our kids don't deserve to be fat, sick, weak, diseased, have osteoporosis, type 2 diabetes, horrible cancers, poor self-esteem, low and slow metabolism. Our kids don't deserve that, and they don't know any better. So if we were starting from the scratch, and I always ask this question, if you're designing and eating an exercise plan for somebody who didn't know anything, would you get results in a short period of time, or would it take a long time? Would you pick the hard way or the easy way? Would you pick the things that people love to eat, or make them eat things that they don't like to eat? Would you make it fit in with their lifestyle, or would you make it so complicated that they could never do it? And to me, that's all just common sense. Now, the beautiful thing about getting puffed and lifting heavy, which is what makes you fit and strong, the phosphate system, which again I bang on about every single day, and which again high intensity training is finally becoming a thing. When you exercise at 100% effort, are you more likely to get 100% result? And of course the answer is yes. If you exercise at 50 and slow and boring, you're less likely to stick to the plan, and it's going to take a long time even if you do get results. But it's really short. You can go really short and hard and fast and intense, or you can go long, but you can't do both. So the beautiful thing is, because the number one excuse for people to not be healthy, fit and strong is I don't have time. But the further you get away from zero, the less likely people are to exercise. So if I'm doing 10 seconds of intense activity, 10 seconds, not 10 minutes, not 1 minute, not 30 seconds. 10 seconds is the phosphate system. It's the fight and flight system. It's the energy system that allows us to get away from a threat. So we have to put in 100% effort so we don't die. That's about as close to zero as you can get. So my exercise program is as close to zero as possible. So 10 seconds of huffy puffy, high intense, jumping, kicking, punching, doing something that gets you puffed for 10 seconds. Lifting is lift as much as you possibly can in 10 seconds. You don't stop if you can keep going. But if you can go longer than 10 seconds, the weight's too light, so you just have to increase the weight next time, which means I'm going to be a fit, strong, healthy, powerful, energetic, lean, highly functioning human being with great self-esteem and a fast metabolism. I can't put it any other way. And on top of that, the big killer diseases of the world would be non-existent. Coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, depression even, that horrible disease where everybody's unhappy now. That the big killer diseases in the world are either completely preventable or curable or very, very manageable if you're fit and strong. Not half fit, not half strong, if you're the fittest and strongest you could possibly be. And as a parent, a teacher, a coach, a boss or a leader, do you have any other? Surely there's no other option. You have to be fit, you have to be strong. I want to live the example that I'm an old lady and I love going to my fridge and eating whatever I bloody well want. How about you? Super duper doo, how are you? Opening the fridge, and what have I got today? I think some dried fruit and some nuts and some fruit juice, some cheese. Yum, yum, yum. Woohoo! Woohoo!